What if I told you that a baby can feel more joy in 10 seconds than most adults feel in an entire day? And that this tiny, fragile human being is secretly one of the happiest creatures on the planet, not because life has given them anything special, but because their brain works in a way that we, as grown-ups, have completely forgotten how to use. And once you understand why, you will never look at a baby's laughter the same way again, because behind that giggle, behind that wide-eyed gasp when a ball rolls across the floor, behind that full body wiggle when daddy walks into the room, there is a hidden psychological story that scientists have spent years trying to unlock. And today, we are going to unlock it together, slowly, piece by piece, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it, and it will change the way you see joy itself. Not just a baby's joy, but your own, the joy you had as a child and somehow lost somewhere along the way. So let's start with a simple truth. Babies are not excited because the world is exciting. Babies are excited because the brain has not yet learned to filter the world. Think about that for a moment. When you look at a spoon, you see a spoon. Boring, ordinary, something you have seen 10,000 times before. But when a baby looks at a spoon for the very first time, their brain has no memory to compare it to, no boredom to protect them from wonder, no voice inside saying, "You already know what this is." Every single object, every sound, every face is completely new, and newness is the fuel of excitement. This is called the psychology of novelty, and it is one of the most powerful forces in the human mind. Our brains are wired to release a small burst of dopamine, the chemical of pleasure and motivation. Whenever we encounter something unexpected or new, adults get this burst rarely. Maybe when we try a new restaurant or watch a plot twist in a movie, but babies get it constantly, dozens of times a day, because for them, almost everything is a plot twist. The ceiling fan spinning above their crib is a plot twist. The sound of a dog barking outside is a plot twist. Their own hands moving in front of their face, yes, their own hands, are the biggest plot twist of all. And this is where it gets strange, because a baby does not yet understand that the hand belongs to them. So when they wave it around and it enters the vision, some part of their mind genuinely reacts as if something magical just happened. Imagine living in a world where even your own body surprises you. That is the daily reality of a newborn, and it explains why babies can stare at their fingers for minutes with pure fascination, while a grown adult would find that unbearably boring. Now here is the first twist. You would think this constant flood of new stimulation would overwhelm a baby, and in some ways it does, which is why babies cry so easily too. But the same wiring that makes them cry also makes them light up instantly, because their emotional reactions have almost no delay. Adults have learned to control their expressions, to hide excitement so we don't look silly, to hold back a laugh in a serious meeting. But a baby's brain has not built that social filter yet. The connection between feeling and expressing is instant and pure. When joy arrives, it does not wait for permission. It explodes immediately across their whole face and body. This is why a baby doesn't just smile when they're happy. They kick their legs, they wave their arms, they gasp. Their entire body becomes the emotion. Psychologists call this affective immediacy. The idea that in early childhood, there is barely any gap between what is felt internally and what is expressed externally. And here is something beautiful hidden inside that idea. Babies are, in a strange way, the most emotionally honest creatures we will ever meet. They cannot pretend to be excited, and they cannot hide it either. What you see is exactly what they feel. No performance, no mask, just raw human emotion in its most unfiltered form. Now let's talk about faces, because this is where things get even more fascinating. Have you ever noticed that babies get incredibly excited, specifically when they see a familiar face appear, especially after that face has been gone for even a few seconds? This is not random. This is tied to something called object permanence, which is a fancy way of saying that a baby's brain is still learning that things continue to exist even when they can't be seen. So when a parent walks out of the room and then walks back in, For a very young baby, this can feel almost like that person disappeared from existence and then magically reappeared. Imagine if someone you loved vanished into thin air and then suddenly reappeared in front of you. Wouldn't you react with overwhelming joy and relief? That is essentially what is happening inside a baby's mind every single time you play peekaboo, which is why that simple game can create such enormous laughter. It is not just a game. It is an emotional roller coaster of loss and reunion, compressed into 2 seconds, and their brain rewards that reunion with a flood of happiness chemicals. This is the second twist. The thing we often dismiss as just a baby game is actually tapping into one of the deepest emotional mechanisms of the human brain: the fear of loss and the relief of return. Something adults still feel, just on a bigger scale, when we miss a flight and make it just in time, or when we finally hear back from someone we were worried about. The baby is feeling a small, pure version of that same emotional wave dozens of times a day. And now, let's go even deeper, because there is another reason babies get excited so easily, and it has to do with connection itself. Babies are biologically wired to seek reactions from the people around them. When a baby laughs and a parent laughs back, when a baby points at something and an adult says, "Yes, look at that," the baby's brain registers this as a form of social reward. This is called social referencing, and it means babies are constantly checking the emotional reactions of the people they trust to understand how they should feel about the world. So when you get excited about the things they get excited about, you are not just reacting. You are teaching their brain that the world is a safe and wonderful place to explore. This is why babies often get more excited when someone else reacts with them. A toy is fun, but a toy plus a parent's laughing face is 10 times more thrilling, because now the excitement is shared, and shared emotion, even for a tiny human, feels more real and more powerful than emotion felt alone. This single idea explains so much of human connection later in life too. We remember concerts more than we remember songs we heard alone. We remember trips with friends more than trips we took by ourselves, because joy that is witnessed and shared imprints itself more deeply into memory. And babies are showing us this truth in its purest form before they even have the words to explain it. Now here is where the story becomes almost emotional itself, because somewhere between childhood and adulthood, most of us lose this ability. We grow up, we build routines, we learn to expect things, and the less we expect the unexpected, the less dopamine we release, the less wonder we feel. We start walking past sunsets without looking up. We stop noticing the sound of rain. We forget the simple magic of a stranger smiling at us. Not because the world became less magical, but because our brain built walls of familiarity around it. And yet, here is the hopeful part of this whole story. The same brain mechanisms that make babies light up with joy are still inside every single one of us, dimmed but not gone. This is why travel excites adults so much, because new places bypass our familiarity filters the same way a spoon does for a baby. This is why falling in love feels so intense, because suddenly another human being becomes as fascinating and new as that spinning ceiling fan once was to us. This is why children remind us to feel joy again, because being near them, watching them react to the world with unfiltered wonder, actually reactivates something dormant in our own minds. So maybe babies are not just adorable little humans learning about life. Maybe they are quiet teachers, showing us every single day what it means to feel completely present, completely honest, and completely alive, without shame, without hesitation, without waiting to see if it's socially acceptable to feel joy. Next time you see a baby gasp at a bubble floating through the air, or burst into laughter because a dog sneezed, don't just smile and look away. Pause for a moment and really watch, because you are witnessing something rare. A mind that has not yet learned to hide its own happiness, a mind still connected to the purest form of human emotion that exists. And maybe, just maybe, the real question is not why babies get excited so easily, But why we, somewhere along the way, stopped letting ourselves feel excited at all? Subscribe for more mind secrets.